If this is the first time I'm coming across my channel here on YouTube, you are so welcome. My name is Kemzi and I'm currently based in Nigeria. So recently I had my wedding, and it is so amusing and amazing at the same time that so many people have different things to say about a wedding that it is not them that had it. Well, today we're going to be talking about most of the things people find unusual, and we're going to be seeing if I also found them unusual. So I don't know in the particular order I should be going, but I'm just going to be randomly talking about them. The first thing I saw that people have a lot of misconceptions about is the fact that, starting from the church, is the fact that my father didn't get to walk me down the aisle, and it got them thinking, are you and your dad quarreling? Is it that your dad is not happy with your marriage? Is it that you offended your dad? Or how is it? Now, what people fail to understand is that in as much as you have many opinions about what is happening, have you actually asked yourself, is this how these people do theirs, or is it that is how their own culture is, or what? Like, when you're thinking about the negative parts, you should also try to think about the positive parts. And that is what I want to urge everyone out there. If you are thinking about something, if you're trying to put yourself in people's shoe, and then you're also trying to think for them, as you are thinking about the negative aspect, also think about the positive aspect. Because okay, only one person gave a positive response, and the response the person gave was the dad not walking the lady down the aisle. I mean, the lady walking with her husband might actually be that they are starting this journey together. As such, they are going to be ending it together. And I kind of like her response, but that is not the case. So we're going to be talking about why my dad actually did not walk me down the aisle. So prior to when I was getting married, like when all the preparations were going on and we were all discussing about what I wanted each and every member of my family to wear, I told my dad that he was going to be wearing a white shirt and a tie, and then any pants, any trouser that he wants to wear, and he was okay with it. The only problem my dad had was that if you want me to wear this particular thing, then you must make sure that it is well organized, it is ironed, it is washed and ironed. And I was like, that's not even a problem. I am actually going to do it for you, even though you had not mentioned it, because I want everybody looking their best. So we came to a conclusion, and my dad brought out the clothes he was willing to wear for the wedding, and I took it personally to the laundryman, and the laundryman washed it and ironed it and brought it to my hotel room on Friday, and this wedding was supposed to be for Saturday. So one of my friends were in my house, so I couldn't go back to the house because we were preparing for our bachelorette night. So I had to tell my friend to come over to the hotel to get the clothes to give to my dad, because my dad can be very complicated. If you are supposed to bring something for him today, or if you're supposed to go with him to a place tomorrow and you're telling him tomorrow, he might not go with you. You have to give him prior notice. So that was why I needed that cloth to get to him on Friday, because I knew that if that cloth gets to him on Saturday, he might get really angry and not, I don't know. So my friend came over to the hotel room and collected the clothes. Promise, my friend Promise came. Shout out to Promise, Mrs. Promise. She's actually a very nice girl. All through the wedding reception, the wedding, everything, she was just very helpful. She had to come all the way down from Abuja, and I cannot thank her enough. I'm going to, of course, she's going to watch this video. I just want to know that I love you so much, and all your sacrifices actually, in fact, God is going to reward you if I cannot reward you. So Mrs. Promise came to the hotel room, and then she picked the cloth and she went back to the house to give it to my dad. And on Saturday, I got dressed. Of course, I got dressed in the hotel room, and my flower girls came to the hotel room. My flower girls being my nieces, they came to the hotel room. The photographer and the videographer were also there, and we took all the shots we needed in the hotel room. My husband stayed in a different hotel room, in a different hotel altogether as for me, so he had to join me that morning, and we took all the shots and all the videos we wanted, and it was time for us to go to church. We went to church, and for some reasons the church service was delayed and we had to wait an extra time. We arrived there very early, but the bishop had to talk to my husband, and they had to do one or two things, just put one or two things together. And finally it was time for the occasion to begin. The occasion began and my husband started calling me to come for us to walk into the church. Like he was calling me that I should come, let's go to like let's go inside, like people are already sitting. So when my husband called me for us to come, for me and him to walk into the church, like into the chapel, was actually where my own problem started clicking. I was just trying to understand his whole reason, or the whole reason behind him calling me for us to walk down. So I was thinking in my head, why are you calling me? Are you supposed to walk with me? You're supposed to walk alone. I'm supposed to walk with my dad. Where is my dad? What is my dad like? Why is my dad not here? So I tried asking myself all this question. I was asking myself all this question because at that point I was just in my head, let them just start the service so that we'll just do everything, because I was already overwhelmed and tired and shy and frustrated at the same time. So I was like, let them just do this thing, God, let them just do this thing, let me just rest. I'm already exhausted. So when he called me, after asking myself all this question, I still not to get the answers to them. So I came out from the place I was sitting. So when I came out, I saw him alone. I was expecting to see my dad, but I didn't see my dad. And then back, before you know it, we're at the door of the entrance, and I peeped inside the hall, like the entrance, and I saw that everybody, like inside the hall, inside the chapel, I saw that everybody was already seated, and then my dad was in front sitting with his wife, and then his own mom, like my husband's mom, was also in front sitting with her husband. So I was not like, why is my dad sitting there? That was when it now dawned on me that maybe that is how this, like my own, that's our own chapel in that place actually does their own marriage, and that is how I got to walk down the aisle with my husband. Up till date, I did not get any significant answer as to why I walked down the aisle with my husband and not with my dad. And I tried asking most people that have witnessed marriage in that particular chapel. It's not like it's our church thing, no, because I tried asking some people. They told me that it depends on the officiator. If you want, like, I don't know, you might just say that, I don't know, you shall say that it depends on the person that is officiating. And I vividly remember that in my elder sister's own marriage, we did hers in Abuja. I was the maid of honor. So I was in the church service, and she walked with her dad down the aisle. So I was now wondering why I did not get to walk with my dad down the aisle. I was actually looking for that moment. I was waiting. That was one of my highlights. Like that would have been one of my highlights for the whole ceremony, walking down the aisle with my dad, because I've watched so many people walking down the aisle with their dad, and it has been a very splendid opportunity and experience. So I actually wanted to taste of it, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way, and that is how I did not get to walk down the aisle with my dad. So nothing happened. Actually, long story short, nothing happened. My dad was not angry with me. I was not angry with my dad. My dad did not refuse it. In fact, my dad was looking forward to that moment the same way I was looking forward to that moment. Nothing went wrong. It is just that I guess I don't even know what to say. If I told my mom that this was how I wanted it to be, like I wanted my dad to walk me down, I think, yeah, that's what I think. I think it doesn't matter actually whether your dad walks you down the aisle or your husband walks you down, like to us in church there. After all, what's the significance? We're already done the handing over in the village, because most people are going to say, oh, your dad walking you down the aisle means that he's going to take your hands and give it to your husband. But we already did that while they were paying the traditional marriage rites. My dad already took my hand and handed it over to both Charles, my husband, and then his dad and his mom. So there is actually no significance. So if I had told my mom about this whole plan that I wanted my dad to walk me down that aisle, I am sure, I know that my mom would have actually pressurized, and it would have been so. But that notwithstanding, it was a beautiful experience. I absolutely loved the church service, and I also love the fact that my bishop was actually inspired. I mean, you saw his speech, his talk, it was actually a very nice and smooth one. I enjoyed every bit of it. I really wish that it was not going to end, but I was so tired that I wanted everything to speed up and let me get married and let's do the reception and let me go home with my man. So that was just all. And then my second favorite part has to be the part where we kissed. So when when my bishop was done officiating and ministering the word, he called both couples and told them to stand up. I stood up and we went in front of the church, and then the classical music started playing. The guys that actually played the violin, they killed it. The violin and the piano, they actually killed it. I think that was the whole point. That was the point where I started feeling so emotional. I was trying to laugh, but that laugh was me trying to actually fight back my cry, because when they said you may kiss the bride and you removed the veil from my face, it just dawned on me that, girl, you're getting married. It just flashed me like, you're not going to be a single girl anymore. I was so emotional, and if I was not strong, I would have been tearing up. I actually teared up. It's just that it didn't roll out loud. I just went to sit down, and immediately I sat down, I just told Jenny to give me the hand fan, and I used it to just wipe and chase the tears away. So overall, it was a nice experience, and I am also praying for every girl out there, because whenever I post my videos, I see that people are actually wanting the fruit of, is it the fruit of marriage? People are actually saying, God that has done it for you will do this for you. I can't wait to walk down, I can't wait to actually share from this joy on my own big day. So every young girl, woman, everybody that is a female out there that is looking and waiting on the Lord for their own Mr. Right, God is going to give it to you. And just don't be in a rush, just be open. Don't set too much boundaries. Not like you will not have your own personal standards, or you will not set your boundaries. Don't be obviously extravagant. For example, let your boundaries not be based on material things. Make sure your boundaries are set on godly standards. For example, you should not be shy to want a man of God. You should not be shy to want a man that is prayerful, a man that is compassionate, a man that is kind. Don't set over boundaries means that don't think of having a man that has 500 million naira. That is way too much. Even you can't even afford 5 million naira. So why are you looking for a man that has such? So that's one thing I think most young girls are not getting right. Prioritize the necessary things first before you start coming in with things that are not all that expensive. It is okay for you to want a man that is very comfortable, the man that can feed you and feed this and feed that and feed that. That's fine. But not thinking of a man that was going to feed your family and your extended family, that's a lot. Anyways, I just pray that God meets our needs and we get every opportunity to praise and adore him. This is going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed filming. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.